Hello, world. It's your favorite podcast.
Yes, sir.
Two brothers from Columbus, Ohio, bringing y'all
The greatest podcast in the world.
It's me, J-Edd.
And it's your man and medieval King Art, and we are two G's in the pod.
Hey.
G's in the pod. Two G's in the pod. G's in the pod. Two
21.
G's in the pod.
Skirt.
G's in the pod.
Shotgun.
Gucci, bro.
Chillin', man. Chillin', man.
What we got in the house, man?
Man, look, we got the man, the myth,
The quadruple OG.
Quadruple OG himself, Kirby D, Coach Ed for the younger cats. My father. What's happening, dog?
Nothing, son.
Pops, how you doing, sir?
Chilling, son.
It's a pleasure to have you on with us.
Oh, yeah.
Will be episode number 8.
Yes.
We had Marley G on last time. Hope you got
hydrated.
Hope you got something to eat and something to sleep. Havana Friday nights, I got you on the promo.
Havana. Get your orange juice.
Yeah, but today we're doing the special Father's Day Father's Day edition.
Yes.
Just want to break off people in terms of what fatherhood means and what it can be. We'll talk about goals, experiences, life experiences, slip-ups, falls, but how you also got back up as well. So how was your week, Ed?
Man, it's work, dog. So
Yeah, keeping the roof over your head, lights on,
Yeah.
something to eat.
call it jail, but
You gotta do.
Yeah.
we free. Everything went smooth though.
How's the family?
Everybody good, man. Jaylee out here running now, man.
Yeah,
so,
she talking?
Yeah, she said
Little
more.
bit.
She said more words. I mean, she still ain't, on those sentence type of level, but
That's that day's baby.
yeah. She's still running around. Jalon, we gotta get Jalon back.
Football
shape.
season coming
Football
around.
shape, man. He out of shape. He's soft.
He ain't gonna be
Like
soft long.
physically or just
Physically,
Yeah.
physically, he's soft, man. He a little tissue, man.
But he faster.
Got them girls around. Got to go there and rough him up.
So it's like, man, I'm like, nigga, you gotta give you some push-ups, start running these
Sit-ups,
Probably get around with
slaps.
maybe she can get Von's sons and mess with him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
and
that's
we
what's
used,
on the ticket. We talked
Yeah.
about that a little
Yeah, we
while
was
ago.
good.
He gonna start working with him a little more, get him into some of these little training
camps.
camps that he's
Yeah.
doing with all these other younger high school
Yeah,
kids.
yeah, Von
So he'll be a
good.
little ahead of the pace.
Yeah.
so mom
Yeah.
always be training with Lil Von. So
cool.
he invited me out a couple times, man. We missed a couple times, but trust me, he ain't missing because he gotta get back right, man. So I think he go up a pound. I think he going to 90 pounds this year.
He gonna be right. He gonna be right. I mean, his
played-
heart is in it. He wants.
Oh yeah, he wants
Right.
it
So
bad.
when you want
You
something,
got that. I'm sure you got
Yeah,
the
he
passion.
drive
wants it
is
bad.
gonna push him.
It's just
Yeah.
like I want your athletic ability to be at the peak. When you in season. So he got a month or so to get back right.
All right, cool.
What's
Pops,
going on?
how was
Yeah,
your
what's
week,
going
man?
on?
How you
Oh
been
man,
doing?
my week has been great, man. I've been for the last 2.5 months, I've been working things out, man, with my diet and
Health.
with my getting in conditions situation, man, eating better, sleeping better. I done dropped 33 pounds in 2.5 months, so I'm feeling
Yes.
really good
That's
about
motivation
everything
right
in
there,
life,
Real
man.
talk.
You know what I'm
Gotta
saying?
Keep grinding, man. Got prolong
You gotta
that
stay
life.
down, man. I mean, as you get older, man, you start thinking about things on a more longevity term, man. Because I got a lot of people that done dropped off on me, man. You know, that we
Yeah,
weren't
man.
expecting.
Right.
Got a
And
funeral
it hurt,
going to
so-
today.
Yeah, I got a funeral I got to go to today. A good friend of mine through high school that I've been knowing ever since elementary. His sister passed, so I'll be going to that at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So.
You've been going to a lot of funerals lately,
Oh,
man.
more than I want to talk about. Let's put it like that.
That's why you need to be tip top.
I'm doing everything I can do to stay around here. I got too much knowledge to pass on to my
Amen.
kids and grandkids, and I even got a great grandchild. So,
Yep.
I'm getting older, but I'm still kicking.
Yes, sir.
You're
Yes,
an old
sir.
nigga. You're an old nigga for sure.
Trying to get older.
What's going with you, man? How
Yeah,
the week
what's
go?
going
How
with
the
you?
week treat
Hey,
you?
man, just trying to get a routine going. Like I told you, just work,
Yeah.
straight to the gym, work on the podcast, and do it over again. Trying to give more time to my fiance. Totally love you.
Yeah.
I know it's the struggle, not living together and busy schedules, but we doing what we can to get there. And we just sat in the car. We went to the Planet Fitness to get here, and just sat in the car for like 2 hours, just planning for the wedding. You know, trying to figure out prices and getting in contact and all that type
of stuff. It's a task, boy.
Yeah, so it was fun though.
To get it right, yeah.
You know, it was fun. I felt like I got closer with her, and we, you know, scheduling our futures together in our lives, and having our loved ones with us, and cutting certain things off, kind of made things more easier financially and stressful. Yeah, so, you know, we did that last night, and parents are doing well. Father's Day's coming up, so of course, being my dad tomorrow. So everything has been great, man. I can't really complain.
Man, you here?
Found somebody you love.
Yeah.
Now the work begins.
Yeah.
And that's just life.
Right, exactly.
Every real man needs somebody to share his life with.
Exactly, and I'm trying to, of course, let her know that we're not just planning for that day,
it's
but
lifetime.
for the day after.
It's a lifetime
you know what I'm
experience.
saying? Is we're going to have all this pushed towards this. It's like, man, we're going to, of course, Dominican Republic for the wedding.
It's
like we're putting all this money up, and we're saying, oh, the wedding will be around 15 minutes.
Right.
So I'm like, we're putting all this time and effort and money to 15 minutes?
Man, but let me tell you something. That's going to be something that you and her can look back on for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So that 15 minutes, as far as time goes, that's not that big a deal as far as what the scope of the whole thing is about.
Right.
I mean, how y'all
it's
got
the experience,
there.
Man. You know, it's something that you can cherish for the rest of your life, man.
Right.
All I can say is make sure you get plenty of footage, you get plenty of film, you get plenty of things to look back on that you can, when y'all do have kids and go on in through the rest of your life, you can say, this is how it all began.
Right.
And this is the love we share, how you all came about.
Exactly.
And it goes from there, bro.
Yeah.
But it's work. It ain't no easy task.
Yeah, I know. Like I said,
so be ready for that.
If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Everybody
ain't getting married.
You right. Well, if they are, they ain't staying married. And that's where the work come in. Staying married.
I'm not married. I know.
Yeah,
it's hard.
You know what I'm saying? So that's that's when the counseling comes into play, and getting with couples that have been married 20, 30, 40 years. I don't want to talk to couples who only been together for a few years.
Right.
I want people who are like knee deep in the marriage game,
man.
You know what I'm saying? And those who are transparent like yourself.
Yeah, one of the most important factors, man, is to find somebody that's so compatible with you that they're more a friend before you become lovers.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And once you get that established, then the next phase, man, is to always make sure you have God in the mix.
Well, it has to be in the middle of that.
And then everything will take care of itself. If you got love, you got respect to who you with, and you got friendship, and you got God, what can put you under, bro?
Exactly.
Something being outside and your lustful wants, and that's nothing. You can pray on that.
That's right. All right, so that's just the tip of the iceberg of what we're going to be talking about today. I'd like to give a question to one of our segments and hit the sneak preview. And Ed, tell us what you got on your feet, bro. What's the heat?
Man, motorsport. Put that thing in sport. Man, motorsport 4s. I think I had the alternates on last week or the week before? Week before.
With the white and reds?
Nah, the black and gray and blue. That was the
I
alternates.
can't keep up, man. You got a full lot.
You got a whole house full of shoes.
That was the alternates. These are the motorsports. Again, we was talking about how these came about. Is MJ's actual race
motorcycle club.
Yeah, motorcycle club.
Yeah.
And he owns a NASCAR team or whatever. So
wow.
These are their colors. So they're white, black, and blue. And I had to get these, man. You know, my favorite color, royal blue. And they was just fresh. I mean, they 4s, my dude. So
I think you like 4s, man.
Oh yeah, I mean,
stay with them.
No, what 4's been dropping, so I just been,
true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
staying on point with it.
Yeah.
That's
all.
all.
Yeah. What you got on
shoe,
feet,
man?
What you got on feet, my brother?
I have the Nike Air Zoom
GPs?
Sonics. GPs.
Black
and red. Nike Zoom. Let me get it right. Nike Zoom Air Sonic Flight. Okay. Black and red, the GPs, man.
You got them bread GPs.
Yeah, you know, I always think they're like a poor man's bread 12. That's that's why I got them.
Oh, because of the.
You know what I mean? It's a poor man's bread 12.
And no, it was classics.
You know what I'm saying? So
the glove, baby.
Yeah, I liked him with the glove, and he went to Team Jordan.
Yeah.
When he got the Lakers.
Yeah. When he went.
Yeah, them Lakers 12, black and purple, white
black and gold,
yeah.
white and gold.
Y'all's tennis shoes.
Yeah, man. You know.
I had to. It was classics though.
Yeah. So I think they came with. I don't know. When I was younger, back in high school, you and Freddie D,
Freddie D,
and a couple other homies came up to Kilbourne for open gym.
Yeah.
I had the Gary Payton zip ups. Do you remember them?
Dog, I had a picture with the white and black.
Not those. They were a different zip up.
Oh, you talking about the?
They were black and had the zip up on the side.
Yep.
I'll bring that up because I had left them there at the school, and I never found them.
I remember you told me that next day. Like, hey man, I left mine at the gym.
Man,
and somebody came across them
story. It was like Christmas for somebody.
Yeah. It definitely was. Those were classics, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what they was called.
You need to put a photo up on that.
I'll find it. I definitely will bring them up like I normally do, but I bring them up, man. But Gary Payton, he really had a nice when it comes to shoes.
Oh yeah, man.
He had a nice little run.
Yeah.
And they came back with them a few years ago, the different colors.
Yeah. I should have got me a pair.
I never got to ask. What do you think about do you have a pair of Rodmans?
Yeah, I got the black and white. The words with the lace ups on the side.
What do they call it? Dysfunctions or
the
funk something.
Let me
pull them up.
It's
What? The shoe man is stumped?
I know it's called the
Indestruct.
Indestruct. It gets spelled weird.
Yeah.
It's spelled like N-D-E-S-T-R-U-C-K-T.
I got the black and white ones. They came back out. They came out last year.
That is weird.
Yeah,
they came back out last year. I got the black and white ones.
Yeah, I need them.
With the white check.
Yeah, I need them.
I haven't worn them yet. I haven't worn them yet.
I'll put them on the screen too.
What
you got on feet, Pops?
What you got on
Well, I'm representing Buckeye Nation today, man.
Buckeye Bo Jackson.
These were also a Father's Day gift given to me by my son, the shoe man.
Yeah, I used
to. And I love these.
Classic.
I really just only had them on one other time, so I keep him like him. He don't wear his, so I just took a page out of his book.
You can't find them nowhere. I try to get another pair.
Yeah, man.
I can't find them nowhere.
My crib got broken into, bruh. They snatched them.
Listen, man.
I could not find it.
I had to get him some. When I got mine, and then they, I think, City Gear, when they re-released them.
Shout out City Gear.
I was supposed to got me a pair. I was like, man, let me get Pops a pair. Because I know when I first wore them around him, he was like, man, nigga,
everywhere I went, people were like, where you get them at?
Yeah. So when I showed him the inside with the Buckeyes on the sock liner.
They had the Bama ones too.
Oh man, I even put on the Ohio State Buckeye socks to go with it,
man.
Because they were just
about that time.
Flash, it's time for us to win another chip, man. So I'm representing Howard right now.
I'm still looking for them currently because I gotta get. I did mine dirty, but them. Classic, man. Classic. So Old State Bo Jacksons.
Yeah, well, shout out Bo. You still know, brother.
You still know. and Nike, can y'all please re-release? Please?
Say a little hint from the people that want you and love you.
All right, so if you had to choose in terms of greatest athletes, you're choosing between Bo or Deion?
I think Deion because he played longer. Bo's hip was gone after that.
Take injuries out of it.
I mean,
if you want to
player themselves, I mean, not longevity and none of that.
It's Bo, bro.
It's got to be Bo. Man.
I think it is. Deion, my favorite.
Because of size? Because of his size?
And because of speed and...
I mean,
just
the size, like the difference. Woo!
But look what he did as a baseball player. Like he
all-star.
All-star.
Yeah. I mean, they both play. When you play two sports in professional ranks, you're a man to me anyway. I don't care.
And if
you're
good,
a man, but
okay,
if
but he was the truth.
I'll make it.
Deion was good at baseball, but he was the truth.
I'll stretch it out even more because I just watched it on Facebook. So Bo Jackson, Deion, Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt Chamberlain was beyond all of them because he played so many.
Volleyball, track,
swimming,
football. If they'd have had a selling program star, he'd even won that. Wilt did everything. He did everything.
I agree.
Volleyball.
I think it's
track.
Bo and then Deion was my guy. You know, that's one of my favorite all-time players.
Yeah.
Because, Deion made me watch the game.
Yeah, Deion was so flashy and so showy.
Bo Jackson
was just unreal.
Man, Bo was
he was an unreal specimen.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people look at that, when you look at, how would you say, players,
and
how they look. You know what I mean?
They both got
Deion flash, man. I love it.
They both got 40-yard dash
right.
theories or
who's the fastest
legends.
Yeah, they said Bo Jackson ran a 4 flat.
Right, they said Deion
ran a 4-1.
Deion ran a 4-1 and hopped on the jet and left.
No stretching.
Said no nothing. He just jumped out, jumped down, did it, jumped back on, and was gone. Like, I'm the man, y'all know it. I ain't got to go no further.
Y'all know who to pick number one.
Yeah, exactly.
And walked out.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the flamboyancy he had.
Yes.
I mean,
Bo was dripping.
Bo was renowned when he came in, but the flamboyancy,
the cockiness.
Come on, man. Just that arrogant feel of greatness that you got to have to be a great.
And that's another reason why I love Deion, because Deion invented that prime time in college.
Yeah.
And this is how I gotta be. And that's what I love about him. Because every superstar athlete has that same shit in his head.
That killer.
They might not express it.
Everybody
has it. Can't nobody do nothing with me. I'm that nigga. Yeah. Every superstar Ali has that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only very few. Deion, Ali. Yeah, that Michael, that niggas come out
all of them real ones, them big special real ones, I'm saying. I mean, there's been a million real ones, but the big special, over the top real ones, they had that arrogant air that I am the greatest. Yeah. And that goes a long way.
There's nothing you can do with it.
Try to stop me, but you can't. That kind of attitude. But
I think you gotta have that, man.
I got one coming up, y'all. He's in high school. I'm gonna give a shout out real quick. Little Savon Chase Edwards.
Shout out to the fans.
Next coming, baby. Senior season at Columbus East Moore Academy.
Check you out, man. I got a good work schedule. I'm finally get to check you out, bro.
Yeah, I told you.
I'll be there.
Your boy special, man. I done seen special from way back. This young kid is special, man. Not just because he's my grandson, but because he's special.
Oh, I've seen the tape.
I was going to say, you seen the tape?
Yeah, tape online.
And his dad, my brother, shout out Vaughn. He was born 10 years too early.
Yeah.
If he was born now that's all you see is scat backs and specialty backs. Darren Sproles and Alvin Kamara. You see people like that now. If Vaughn was born a decade, he'd be in the league still.
I mean, it's like little Savon, big Savon. I mean, who he's talking about? His brother, my oldest son.
Shout out Vaughn.
If he had, like he said, been born a little later, he would have been unreal because he had the heart of a lion. He was running a 4.3 40.
Yeah.
I mean, his size was the only thing. He played at college. He went Division I.
He played with Charlie Batch.
He played with Charlie Batch. You know what I'm saying? Up in Eastern Michigan. He was a freshman when Charlie was a senior, but he got records up in Eastern now. Still
ain't, bro.
He broke the legendary 2-time Heisman Trophy winner Archie Griffin's record for a single game rushing record
at Eastmore.
Shout out Eastmore. EA was high.
EA. I mean, the family line went through there, and we still there rolling. So it's all wonderful.
Yep.
Yes, sir. So definitely a good segment. We want to actually transition into our top 5 segment. So I told y'all the other day we're gonna do the top 5 in terms of the top 5 musicians and/or artists. So I wanted to do a contrast in terms of what we're going to say, of course, what you're going to say, and kind of try to tie them all together. So top 5 artists and musicians. Go ahead.
Top 5, no debating. Top 5. Top 5, no debating. Top 5.
you felt the most, who you gravitated to,
Right.
who you gotta listen to,
Who influences
who
you.
influence you, who get you through things. These are the top 5
Get you
artists
dancing,
in
get
your
you
head.
moving.
Yeah, whatever you feel, whatever the mood you in, I know I can put him on or put her on, and that's what it is.
All right, so we can go ahead and start with Pops. You
Yeah.
go ahead.
You're the guest, man. You're the guest.
Well, I mean, I grew up in an era where music was the thing, but the type of music was so love oriented.
Are we talking about the 70s?
Yeah, we talking about the mid 60s all the way to the late 70s.
I think 70s was the greatest era of music.
Without a question. I mean, all the music for our young generation, you guys, and even younger,
They
are
still
still
biting.
playing the music with their backdrop over the top.
Yeah.
But they still
sampling for
flowing from the music that came from our generation. And I mean, my Bub, without a question, not a single doubt in my mind, my number one all time was, he's still doing it, is Stevie Wonder. I mean, this man was unbelievable. This is a blind man
Yes.
who could play every instrument on his track and lay it down all by himself.
Yeah.
And
Sing
the
every part.
words, I mean, how he could visualize and sing about things that he never saw was just so unreal to me, that you talking about a lift spiritually within.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder was all that, man.
I feel that.
I mean, but when it came for me just funking,
Yeah.
I mean, when it came to me just grooving,
I know where you're going.
there was nothing like George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic. I mean, we want the funk. With the other shit playing, it's over and done. That's how it was. Baby, we was grooving like 40 going north. I mean, and the groups that transpired and the great artists that fell up out of his mix, I can't even begin to tell you about them, because they were special too.
Bootsy,
I mean, Bootsy, Larry Graham. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's so many bad ones that came off of that. But then you got to go to that flow, man. That nature flow. That whenever you heard them, it just blew you away. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
Got to be on my all-time great list of people.
okay.
I mean, but then I kind of moved on into a crossover phase.
Okay.
Because when I was little, the Jackson 5 were special. But what made them so special was Michael Jackson.
Of course.
And you know where Michael went to, how he ascended into his thing. So I had to throw him on one of my all-time favorite 5, you know. And then last but not least,
question. What's
go
your
ahead.
favorite Mike album?
Ooh, I think Off the Wall.
A lot of people say that. A lot of people say that.
But he has so many great ones.
Thriller
I
was
mean,
his most selling, but everybody that says that,
A lot of people say Off the Walls is the best album.
Everybody say Off the Walls is the
I
best.
mean, but
Yeah.
Mike had. I mean, I
I
can't just
know.
really pinpoint
I know.
Mike's greatest song, because everything he did.
I
was
can't
through the
either.
roof.
Yeah.
I can't either.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, and I've wrestled with this back and forth. You know, who I was gonna throw on that last thing.
who the
my
last one?
last group was.
Last
or
leg.
my last artist was. I mean, and like y'all said, so many groups back in my time, man, were just so special. But I was into jamming. Our ear was love and rocking. I mean, we party continually, all the time. And when you think of a party group, I gotta throw Cameo on there, man. They just, you know, they just.
Shake your pants.
Oh, you got to shake them, baby. Because we was out there shaking it up, baby. But that's my top 5, fellas. I mean, I could go,
nice.
I could go
That's
another
nice.
20 more. You know, that y'all just
facts.
be,
Yeah,
that
that's
anybody
why-
could associate with. You know, because there's so many of them
yeah.
out there. Because I left off a whole lot of
You
great
next,
ones.
brother.
Just go ahead and run it down. Who was your 5 again, Pops?
Yeah, who's your
Run it
5?
down.
Oh, I
Yeah,
got Stevie Wonder, George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic,
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Michael
Michael
Jackson,
Jackson, and Cameo.
Cameo.
Okay.
That's dope. That's dope.
All right. So with mine, you've already said my GOAT is Michael Jackson.
That's
Okay.
my.
That's what I was here. I figured
It's
y'all-
almost.
Y'all could got to say
It's
that.
Mike and
Y'all got
everybody else for me.
Yeah. Michael Jackson is top tier. My whole life was raised
My
off
whole
of
life.
MJ.
Yes.
From this is the first album I've actually heard was his Bad album.
Man, it was stupid. Whoa.
Because that came out, of course, when we were born in '87. So yeah, Bad, and then I remember they would put his music videos on primetime TV.
The special event. It was a major event.
yeah.
Like I remember Black or White came out, and it was came on at 8:00 on Fox.
I thought I was the illest at that time because we were such Home Alone fans.
Yeah,
when
Macaulay
Macaulay Culkin
Culkin,
was on there,
yeah.
we were like, oh
I know this was, man. I was like,
I remember that, man.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, you're not doing that no more. They had prime time Michael Jackson. Then, like, I remember he had video games that came out.
Yes.
He had the Moonwalker movie that came out.
Yep.
You know, as a kid, because you saw he had Jesse from Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesse's on there.
Jesse on
You
there
know what I'm
was
saying?
cooking.
Right, and that's the other people that used to be involved. Like Carlton from Fresh Prince was doing Michael Jackson stuff.
Everybody was doing
He was on
Michael.
Pepsi commercials.
Man, I don't
You know
got
what I'm
hot fellas. I'm gonna take my hat off.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
my guys.
It's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. But it's
No.
like, you know what I'm saying? So Michael Jackson,
Let's go.
there's no, you can't debate.
Me either. That's how I
And then secondly, I gotta go right underneath that is Prince. My dad,
He
I
was
think
on
my
my
dad,
second tier,
you know, for
yeah.
that, 'cause I think my dad likes Prince more than he likes MJ.
Yeah, I know
Of course,
he does.
because the guitar
Guitar,
playing.
I know he
It's like
does.
with Steve, he can play every instrument.
Every instrument.
He can sing every, he
Down the
can
whole
hit soprano, alto, tenor. He can engineer. He can produce it. He can do everything. Like them first two artists just gone too soon for real.
Oh, for sure.
facts, yeah.
For sure.
So definitely them. And
Rest in heaven, rest in peace, brothers.
for sure. And then of course, when it comes to with the hip hop and rap, we just listen to it. Nasir Jones
Nasir Jones.
from Illmatic to his Nasir album. That's 24
Today
years.
dropped.
Today dropped. Thanks for the drop. A day 24 hours later.
24, you killing me.
But it was still nice with 24 years of material
Classics.
that I can go through,
Timeless.
and I do not skip a track.
Timeless.
Play everything on the track.
Exactly, it's timeless.
Timeless.
Like we drove back from the Indiana game, listened to the whole Stillmatic album,
Classic.
knowing every word to it. So if I know every word to it, you got
Yeah,
music I
so
can
on.
vibe
So
to,
on to you.
music you can actually paint a picture. Now you can take me to that story with you, like Biggie does. Nas for sure. And then fourth, just going towards a more contemporary, inspirational side, is Fred Hammond.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I love Fred Hammond's music.
Me and you
I love him
both.
as a man. I love him as a spiritual leader. Fred Hammond's music from the 90s, which I'm just deep sea diving into. That's all I listen to, especially on Sundays, is Fred Hammond's music. He make you feel emotional.
Let me say one thing in there before you go any further.
Go ahead.
I had a cousin in Detroit who passed, and Fred Hammond and my cousin were real tight.
Okay.
He sang at my cousin's funeral.
Wow.
And from that point on, me and Fred Hammond, I had a love with him before all of that. But my love for Fred Hammond just went into another realm. Seeing him live and in person, and
Yeah.
the spirit that's within this brother is overwhelming. So I'm sorry to
No,
interrupt.
it's
I was
all
had to
good.
interject that. Go
Especially,
ahead.
especially if you know his story.
Oh,
He didn't even supposed to be here. You know, his mom tried to abort him when
Yeah.
she had him, and it didn't work. And then she went back again and tried again.
again.
But you just heard from God, like, I ain't supposed to be here. There's something special inside me. I'm glad that she made that decision. Because Fred Hammond's gave nothing but great music and hits and inspiration.
I feel that.
I had to throw that out there. And then fifth, going back to my hood side, I gotta put here Weezy, man. Lil Wayne, he's like the Kobe Bryant of my life, because I've watched Kobe's whole career. I've watched Lil Wayne from when he was 13 years old to where he's at now.
Preach, brother.
The fact that we're able to travel through all of his albums, and I really, of course, I already was knee deep. Then I drowned in his music, and when he was the highest between 06, 07 to 10. When he dropped all them mixtapes, had all them features.
Yeah.
When Carter 3 came out, all I listened to was Wayne. I wasn't listening to nothing else. No Soulja Boy, no Gucci.
I know
none
that's
of
all
that.
he was listening
Cause
to.
back in that time was dance music, snap music, all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
But
that was
Wayne
like the hype.
was dropping everything. So
Yeah.
it has to be Lil Wayne to wrap it off. So it's MJ, it's Prince, Nas, Fred Hammond, and Weezy F, man.
Nice.
It's on you, dog.
Can't argue with them five.
Number one, of course, is Mike Jack, and then it's everybody else. So Michael Jackson, for all the things you said, man, I grew up on this guy. Everything he did was classic material. It was epic. The way he moved, I never seen a dude move like that.
Nobody
Like,
has.
he's the
Still.
greatest entertainer ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mike,
Shout out James Brown, though.
shout out James.
Can't go. I was getting ready to go there.
I mean, he
just
did.
a move like that.
Yeah.
He took it, but he took part of his and elevated it to his own swag that I had never seen a person. Everybody, it's so many people that is influenced by Mike. It don't make no sense, man.
Oh, for real.
So it's just like Mike was just it's Mike and everybody else, man.
In our
You
ear.
feel that, Pops?
Yeah, that's cool. That's
Okay.
great.
All right.
It ain't no particular order, but Mike is just. I got R. Kelly.
Uh-oh.
He had so many unbelievable hits.
R. Kelly for 20 plus years.
Okay, disclaimer: we're not talking about any allegations. This is all just music.
This is music.
All music.
We know he did some crazy stuff, but this is music.
Look,
All right, disclaimer, go ahead,
I know this
bro.
nigga did some stupid shit. Look,
But
R. Kelly for his longevity and consistency of bangers.
Yeah.
Like he has
he can
bangers.
sing. Like I said, you can watch it. He can have a concert for 6 hours
Exactly.
Sure. Without him missing a beat.
without missing.
I'm
a
talking
beat.
about just his bangers,
Just
not
his-
even
just
talking
his
about
singles.
all those other fillers on his
yeah,
album.
fillers. I'm talking about just bangers. I'm talking, man.
Yeah,
That's why R. Kelly is one of my guys. Cause I still listen to R. Kelly.
yeah, I do too.
Shout
I'm
out
guilty.
Kels,
I'm
man.
guilty.
We all are.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Move on.
Okay.
Gone way too soon, but big.
Okay.
Because I still listen to Biggie like he just dropped yesterday.
Okay.
So just like, and from what we was talking about, he paints pictures, his lyrics, and it's just something I feel like.
Special.
Yeah, it's just something
special.
that when I listen to him, man, I just love it.
Okay.
Of course, I got Nasir Jones because this is one of my all-time favorite rappers ever, man. This dude gets me through, man.
Yeah.
Like he said, I don't skip nothing when it comes to Nas.
Put his on is just listen.
Yeah, man.
To everything.
And his body of work, you know what I'm saying, is
11 albums now.
Yeah, man. It's like
Yeah.
it's hard to rival like his greatness on each album. Then I got
How many is that?
4.
4.
Here comes
Is that
Lil
4?
Weezy. I know who's got the day.
1, 2, 3. Oh, and the last one for sure is my all-time favorite rapper, and that's Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. Man.
Okay.
Lil Wayne is everything. Like you said, I've been listening to this dude since I was a adolescent, man.
Yeah.
Like I've been like a preteen even.
Right.
Like his hot boy shit. Like it was just this dude. I said it before when I first heard him on the Hot Boys album that he was gonna be the best, and it's arguably Wayne is the best rapper ever for his body of work, his consistency, it's just legendary. His mixtapes, it's just his production. Period. Like whether you hate him or you love him, you have to put him in that conversation because his resume is so top tier. And that guy got me through so much, it don't make no sense. Like he's so versatile on anything. You can talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? And that's why to this day, Lil Wayne is the greatest to me.
All right, cool.
Before we move on, let me just give a shout out on one little tidbit.
Okay.
Now, me being old school like I am, don't think I've neglected to mention, like I told y'all when I started, there are so many greats that came out during the time when I was really funking and jamming and partying and doing the things I did. I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to 3 things. One is the godfather of soul, James Brown.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Rest in heaven.
He's the grandfather of hip hop.
Yeah.
And the greatest female singer to me, the lady of soul, Aretha Franklin.
Oh, for sure.
I had to say something about those two,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
really
it's
get in.
all
I
down,
didn't-
man.
You know, I was in the rap,
Everybody
but I
followed.
really loved R&B more than anything else. But the group that really put me over the top, it wasn't
Wu-Tang.
Jay-Z, it wasn't none of them. It was the Wu-Tang Clan, because they were nothing to fuck with. They were nothing to fuck with. 36
Nah, bro.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, y'all. I said it now, so y'all move on, dog.
Yeah, Wu-Tang for sure.
Shout out to RZA, Jizza, Dirty Bizza, Method
Yes.
Man, Inspector Deck.
The whole y'all.
One is Chef, Ghostface Killer.
Keep going, Kevin. Oh, come on,
Kevin Donna, 7 Sonic.
Come on, baby. There's so many
Oh
of
yeah, there you go. Enter the,
them. Enter the room, baby.
36 Chambers.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So that was
WTHOD.
Yeah.
amazing.
Hey, shout out to my Uncle Dog
For bringing me into that
for
mix.
bringing me into
Yeah.
Wu-Tang as well, bro.
Yeah, that's the real Wu-Tang,
Bitch, you
man.
hurt. Shout out my Uncle Dog, man.
Yeah, long
Sure,
live, my
sure.
little brother.
Yeah.
Long live.
For sure. So that was a great top 5. But now we just want to go ahead and transition into one of the reasons why we're here, man, just to talk about this thing called fatherhood, man.
Yes.
Especially with, I just wanted to bring a dynamic in terms of your experiences, what you've gone through, how long you've been in this fatherhood game. And also, you know, of course, you have your son here as well. And there's also people like myself who aren't blood, but consider you to be dads as well. And talk about that and how y'all, with these black men who don't even have fathers in their home, and how they can be affected as well. So we kind of want to give you the stage. And I'm also going to let Jordan present you with one of the questions that we had.
Yeah, man. Like you said, the day before Father's Day, and I know fatherhood is such a, it's really a touchy subject for most people because,
But it's
like
a big blessing, man.
yeah, like you said, like people that unfortunately didn't grow up with a father, or father was in and out of somebody's their lives or whatever. So for you, I know you had your first 16 years old in high school. So
I was 17, but
yeah, 17 when they was actually
they were pregnant.
yeah 16.
Yeah,
So how when you first seen Joanna, you know what I'm saying, that's your first. When she first came out, how did life change for you?
Yeah.
And what were your goals as being a teenage father?
Well, first and foremost, if you're that young, you have to have an amazing support group of your own.
Yeah.
Your own mother and father, your own grandmothers and aunts and uncles. Because it takes a tribe to raise a child.
Right.
I don't care what nobody says or what they think you can do it all on your own. You can't. It's impossible. I'm telling you, and I've seen it for a long time. But to hold your own child in your hands for the very first time, your whole perspective on life takes a whole nother outlook.
Wow.
Because you're not living just for you anymore.
Right.
You're living for that life that you helped bring here. I mean, so you start envisioning things that you want to give to them, and things you want to provide for them, and things that you never thought about before in your life. It was all about me, 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 me. Now it's we. I mean, you know, so you want to have things, any parent, but especially any father, you always want your child to have it better
Right.
than what you had.
Yeah.
That's any parent worth the salt that goes in their bread. If they're not talking in that realm when they talk about their children, then they miss the boat. And the majority of them don't have God in their life, because that's where love stems from. It comes from God, and love has to be a part of an upbringing of a child. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That advice to a young parent is to look more beyond what you're talking about for you, because you know times are going to change.
Right.
And you have to
quick.
grow along with the change. And your development has to be something that you pass down to them. So it's a progression. I mean, nobody comes out knowing how to do it.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? It's a learning process. So if you don't have a good support group, first and foremost, if you don't have God in your life, it's virtually impossible for you to be the type of parent that you want to be. Let alone that you need to be.
Okay.
Because you have to supply their every need. Because they can't do it on their own until they get to a certain degree.
Okay. So when you came into it, you just said you had to have, of course, your parents be able to assist you at that young of an age. So 'cause one of the questions we had is like, what were your goals? So did you create goals of your own, or did maybe your father or your mentors gave you goals to achieve?
Well, of course, like I said, I had a great support group. So they all pitched in with their words of wisdom,
Okay.
whom I respected and cared and loved. So I listened.
Got it.
And that's important to a parent. You can't think you know how to do everything on your own. You have to listen to people who have gone through it,
Got it.
who've worked through it, who've raised children. The bottom line, a parent don't want their child to suffer. He wants their child to prosper and be a better person than what they are. And if they are good people, you can only hope for the best to uplift them.
I think that's what
you know what I'm saying? So it's important, man. I mean, I have to stipulate that importance of you have to want more for your child than what you have for yourself. I mean, I tell my kids all of this day, they'll tell you, ever since they were born, I've looked down upon them and said, if the good Lord came down to this earth right now and said, one of you Edwards has got to go, the sacrifice falls on me. I would say, Lord, here am I. Take me. Because my trees, that's what I call my children, my trees have to continue on.
That's right.
They got to. It's not right when a parent has to bury their child. You know, it's just not right. And you find the depth of strength within you to go on. Some of the strongest people in the world I know done lost children. And man, that's the hardest thing I can imagine. I can't imagine one of my kids, me having to stand over a casket of one of my kids. I can't imagine it, man. So I just pray for good fortune for them, man. I pray for godliness in them. I tried to teach them honor and respect of the Lord first and foremost, and honor and respect your elders so that your days may be long upon the land. I believe in the good book, and I follow my rules and teachings from my parents who were deep in the word. I try to put that in all my kids. Now, once you've raised them up to be grown, you have to free them into the world. I mean, you know, and that's just part of being a parent. You can't hold on to them and make them do what you want them to do. Tell them how. All you can do is prepare them for what they're going to see out there in the world and let them go. And then be there for them whenever they fall. Because trust me, they gonna fall.
Right, so that's why I'm glad you said that, to segue into some of the struggles you had to face. You know, of course, as a young man in your 20s, some of your 30s, you want to make sure you still have that relationship with your parents. At the end of the day, y'all could have had y'all's fights and y'all combative parts, but they still going to call that phone like, man, I don't want to call dad, but let me go ahead and dial him. But what's some of the things that you may have struggled with as a father?
You know, God has been good to me. First, let me say that. He has been so good to me.
You about to say something deep. We started with that.
Yeah, he has blessed me. He has blessed me and blessed me with so many, how would you say, qualities of life.
But this nigga,
but I tell you, I look at my kids, man, and all I want, man, you know, is for them to be good human beings in the world. Be respected by their children. Be respected by their co-workers. Be respected by their elders who look down on them. When the older people look at you and give you accolades about, now that's a good, respectable young man. Things like that. I love this kid because I can see how he was raised. When you hear that, the pride swells up in a parent. I mean, you don't want to hear bad things about your kids. But they are mirrors of what they've seen and what they've heard. So you have to be oh so careful of the things you say and the things you do, and you have to be oh so unjudgmental about your kids, because guess what? They're individuals. They got their way of looking at things, their way of thinking about things, and you got to be able to relate to that. And without God, man, you can't do it. I keep going back to my initial things. You got to have a support group. You got to have God in your life. And that respect element has to be shown forth throughout. And the goals I had, man, was just to raise good men and women. You know, that's where it started. I mean, and I wanted them to have all of the things I had in life, which I had everything. So I had 4 kids. I was by myself, you know what I'm saying? And I had everything. So I had to go 4-pronged for everything. So I worked 2, 3, even 4 jobs at a time my whole life because I wanted them to have every opportunity to have all of the best and finer things in life. My kids can all tell you right now today, they have never, ever come home to furniture out on the yard. The lights cut off. No phone.
No food in the fridge.
No food in the refrigerator. No clothes that they could go and change into 100 times. Yeah. No shoes on their feet when it was cold. No coat, no hat, no gloves. Never. No car to ride in. Never. Any of them can they say, my dad slipped up because I was towing the line. And I want them to be able to toe the line with their kids, and that's what I preach to them all the time.
All right, now as far as
that's good.
As far as you, like I know, like well, me and you really ain't never getting no arguments.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But like as far as I know,
unless you're talking about sports,
yeah,
which we will get into in just a few minutes.
Yeah, but I'm saying like as far as like I remember when Cardi went through that little phase thinking he was Tupac Shakur. Tupac.
He wasn't Pac, he was Pac.
Yeah. I remember when you was going through that with Cardi as a teenager and at this time you was you and mom was divorced, so you was out the crib and Cardi thought Cardi was walking around thinking he was
the cock of the walk.
Yeah, like he was the man around here. And I remember one day you came over there because I guess mama called you like, man, this basically this thing out of control.
I can't do no.
And so I remember like it was yesterday. I remember you came and Cardi had said something. He was like, man, your grades are slipping, this, that, and the third. I heard you cutting school and all that. And Cardi just like, yeah, man, you know, like it wasn't shit. And I remember you was like, oh, so you a man now though? And like he just kept on asking Cardi, and Cardi like, no, are you a man? Like, yeah. All right, let's go out here to this backyard. And let's see. So I'm like, hold on, what you mean? So I'm like, hold on, man, this nigga about to fight. This nigga like so, like, and I always seen like, I know I got it from him. My temper is this. Yeah, I came a long way. I came
0 to 100
real quick.
And it was like watch, like you said, like you are a mirror of certain things you gotta portray, man. Because I know I grew a lot of traits I took from you, and one was anger, man. Like I really had an anger problem when I was growing up. Like
I always did.
And so it was just I see him snap and go off. And this was in his heyday. This nigga was just like. I'm talking about I didn't see this nigga blow up, and I'm just like, oh my god, like no movie was like this. Like, so just when I seen him take off his glasses, it was like, hey, let's see if you a man. We're in the backyard, and I'm like, hold up, man, this nigga about to fight Cardi. So I'm like, man, Cardi, dog, please, you know. And we know we grew up with ultimate respect. Like I don't care. Like you respect your parents. You know what I'm saying? So, like Cardi went out there. Cardi just, you know, gradually walked out there, and when as soon as my dad got in his face, he just like
he crumbled.
I'm sorry, man. and I will never forget that. I'm just like, cause I'm looking at, I'm like, man, I know these niggas ain't really about to fight. Yeah. So you know, I'm over here scared, and I don't even know, like, man, oh my god, man, life is about to be over. Yeah. So it's just like, and then when I seen that, so I'm just saying, like, what was the biggest obstacles for you? Like, I don't know a lot about what you went through with Vaughn and Joanna, but because they went in the crib, but. What was your biggest obstacles? Like them going into teenagers, like smelling their own shit. Like what was it? Balls dropping.
I mean, like I say, every kid has their own personality. They have their own quirks. They have their own everything. And the hardest part to being a father is that you have to be there for them, no matter what they bring to you. So. You have to be prepared to give them what it takes to get them through whatever situation they're going through.
Right.
But what's more important than that is they have to be able to feel comfortable bringing whatever is giving them trouble.
That's the biggest.
That's where from the beginning, see, you don't raise a child or discipline a child once they be 10, 12, 14 years old. It's too late.
Oh yeah.
Your buffalo, so to speak, for every parent has to take place when they 1, 2, 3, 4.
You gotta put
before
the
they even
parents
go into
first.
school. And when they start to get ready to go to school, they have to know that when they leave that house, they're not only out there for them,
They're out
they're
there for
representing
you.
their
Yes.
parents.
Yes.
Because they don't come back and say, Cody ain't shit, Jordan ain't shit, Vaughn ain't shit, Juwan ain't shit. No, they come back and say, look how them kids is acting. My parents ain't shit. That's where it goes to.
That's facts.
And the respect element that I tried to instill in all my kids from knee-high to a grasshopper till they are now
Right.
was the fact that when you out in public, you don't disrespect me by being a fool, because it shines back on me even to this day. And when I get glaring reports about my children, I poke my chest out. I'm proud as hell of all my kids, and they've all gone through a lot. I mean, there's been different phases where I've only had really one instance where I really had to think I was going to really have to throw down. I thought my buffalo was in good enough, and that was my oldest son.
Yeah, I think I was there that night.
And I was prepared, you know what I'm saying, to dust him up. Point blank. I mean, I'm still real bad with mine. You know what I'm saying? I just got older and fatter. I mean, but I'm still real quick and I hit real hard. I mean, if I hit you, you going down.
You're gonna feel it.
And if you go down, it's over.
Okay.
That's just the way I was raised to fight. I was taught that way. I taught my kids that way.
I think I was there that night, though.
And you know, it only came to one instance where I literally say, hold up, I'll be right back. And I went to change into my, we getting ready to scrap clothes. Took all my go, because see, back then, when they were coming up, I had the awesome stuff too. That's why I kept them in awesome stuff, because I was wearing awesome stuff. And I had gold and Louis and, you know, Gucci. I was everything.
Yeah.
The bag, change, set, the hat, the coat, the whole nine. So, I mean, but I've only had one instance, man, where I really thought I was going to have to scrap. And he must have called it and peeped it in his own mind, because he jumped into his ride before I could get back out there and took off. I chased him down, but, you know, and we didn't speak for about a year maybe.
Yeah.
But
I was.
my mother, God rest her soul,
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. Grandma.
said, look, enough's enough. Brought my son out to a cookout I had. And because that's one of my traits that I pass down to my kids. I'm one hell of a grill master.
Amen.
And I make my own sauce and everything. And I season and marinate my own meats, and I get busy on like that. But that's where it happened one time. Other than that, ain't been no disrespect. Ain't been no problems where I had to throw down. Like he said with Curdy, he broke down. And that's what every parent hopes for. But they wise and Heimer up before it even gets to anything like that. Now,
Is he serious?
out of respect and love alone, that's how it should come down.
Yeah.
But you know, now in y'all's generation, it's a lot different now, because the dads really ain't around. You know what I'm saying? They make babies, but they don't raise babies. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing now. But for those fathers that's out there trying to do the right thing, get God in your life. Have a support group. Teach your kids respect, love, and honor for the Lord, and everything else will follow suit. And then you always be there for them, no matter what. And I'll end it on that, fellas.
I'm going to give you two more, if that's okay.
Oh, you can give me as many as you need.
Yeah, so we already talked about you as a father. Now that you have grandchildren.
And a great grandchild.
Yeah, so has your roles changed from father to grandfather? What's the difference
Yes.
in regards?
Yes, they've changed.
Significantly, though.
I mean, the difference is your children are your responsibility to take care of 24/7. Who they with, where they go, what they wear, how they talk, the whole 9 yards. The joy of being a grandparent is that you get to do the same fatherly advice. If it worked once, it'll work again.
Right.
So it's good that you've had experience of raising your kids the right way. You can also have the same type of, experience and flow on your grandchildren. But when you get tired of them you can give
Send
them
'em
back. Take your kids, man,
Yep.
before I kill one of these niggas over here. See, and when you was a parent, that couldn't happen. That was with you.
Yeah.
So you had to bite a hole in your lip,
Yeah.
you know, to maintain sanity. You had to get to yourself. See, I had an area in my crib that when the door was shut, you didn't just come in there. They'll tell you.
Not.
I had a basement. And that was daddy's spot. You know what I'm saying? You could come in, but you had to knock first and be allowed to come in. And if I was pissed off at a basketball game, football game, 'cause I'm a big sports fanatic,
Of course.
you didn't want to come in there.
Oh man,
You didn't want to come in there. So yeah, the roles are different. They have changed.
them 1990s Browns games.
Oh Lord.
I can just remember us being like, my mom like, you're not allowed to go down.
It's quiet.
I can just hear him this. Oh shit! This hitting the walls, and I remember we had this exercise bike. Kicked a hole in the exercise bike, tore up his foot. It was just, that's all I heard was, oh shit! And it was like,
crazy.
So my mom like, oh no, you ain't allowed to go down there. We're like, why? We trying to see? No, the Browns is on. That was her favorite line. No, the Browns is on.
That said it all right there.
I remember this kicking cats out of the house. Like that's why it's so funny when I watch Martin. It was like he was Martin before Martin
heard of.
Because it was like, what? Man, get the hell out! All y'all niggas get that. And I'm like, and this nigga really kicking people out. And I'm like, oh my god, no, these niggas was like, man, I hate this nigga. So it's like, but as far as that though, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's key for me, like listening to you and mom, like y'all's different perspectives. And I remember just having this conversation with Jalon, like.
I was just about to go into that. What is his advice that he's giving to you that you're not using on
Oh
yourself?
man, like I know the biggest thing is like is security. Like I know one thing he say that I will always cherish, and I always say like I don't care like anything going on in the world, man. If you can just make it to the house, you safe, you good.
Okay.
So just like I teach my kids that like right now, like just. If things is bothering you, whatever, you can always come to me. Every time you hit the house, that's when you know you safe. You know what I'm saying? Anything,
no matter
like,
what's going on.
Yeah, like physically, mentally, like anything bothering you, it's like that's just to sit back and get it off your chest or relax. So I'm big on that. Like I always tell the kids that, and it's just that you have to have if you have respect for me. You know not to go out and do craziness. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you know, if you're acting a fool, then I look like a fool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I know that was the big thing for me that I listened to and to instill in my kids, because it's always like that. Like, I always say, when I see my kids, it's like me without sin. You know what I'm saying? That's how I always look at it. Like J-Edd, Jalon, Nye, like I look at them like it's me without sin. So it's just like, of course, the hardest. I mean, I think the easy thing is just preparing them, because I know I done went through so much stuff, and if I didn't go through it, I know he went through it, and if he ain't go through it, he gonna find somebody that he know went through it.
Right.
So it's like I always tell them like, man, you have everything covered. You know what I'm saying? So just like come to me. We gonna talk it out, or I'm gonna try to tell you the best, because nobody, like you said, nobody will lay down their life for you. I don't care who's saying it to you, your best friends, whatever. There's nobody that loves you more than I do, me and your mom. So it's just like you might not look at me as your best friend, this that, but I want you to come to me.
It's
but
hard to be a friend when you're
nobody
raising kids. It's hard to be a friend. You got to be a parent first.
Exactly. So
you
just
can
like
develop a relationship as they grow older,
Right.
and that's where that friendship comes in.
And that's what I
when
tell
you're
them.
raising a child. Shh,
Yeah, so it's just like,
Care if you like me or not, you're gonna do what I tell you to do.
Right.
Because I'm trying to look out for your best interest, and that's what you're gonna instill in your kids. You'll find that out. as you have
And
them.
I was gonna wrap up with that in terms of future fathers. You know, in terms of you guys' experiences, what I don't want to say. What I'm trying to say, advice that you give, but what are just some expectations that you guys have already experienced that are similar to what maybe I'll experience when that day comes?
Well, see, most kids have kids while they still kids. The majority of them.
Yeah.
So they're not prepared for anything that's going to go down with fatherhood.
Right.
See, to be grown means you take care of your own business.
Got it.
You go to work.
Amen.
You pay for what you need and want. You go and get what you need and want. Those are the necessities of your life. Now, things that come about from that, you got to prepare your kids for what happens out there in the world of your experience. In this house, you know you safe. Because I'm in here with you. I'm not going to let nothing happen to you, or they'll be carrying me out on a slab first.
Yeah.
You ain't going to see me not dying to make sure you live.
Right.
Period. When you establish that in your kids' minds, they remember that. When you bring them love on every level, even when they don't. I tell you what, a good rule of thumb, practice. If your kids done messed up, and you know you got to beat their butt, definitely let them know why you're going to beat their butt. It has to be known. You can't let them do something, and then an hour later you go to whipping on them, and they don't know why they getting their butt whipped.
Yeah.
The whipping don't have no purpose. It don't have no message, no lesson.
Okay.
Before I used to whip, my kids can tell you, I didn't whip them a lot.
Yeah.
I had my buffalo in that I was telling you about early. I could look at them a certain way, and they knew the, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Because I talk so crazy to them to make them understand they can't do certain things.
Yeah.
You can't do this. You can't do that. So if it went beyond a shot and a chance, no matter what you did, you got your ass whipped.
right.
Period.
Yeah.
If I gave you a shot, okay, you messed up this time. I'm explaining to you why you can't do this and blah, 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 and dee. Okay, second time. Well, that's your chance. All right, I'm going to sit you down. I'm going to talk to you and tell you, look now, you know, next time anything come to my way, you're getting your ass beat.
Yeah.
I don't care if your mama come in here and say you didn't finish your dinner. You're getting your ass whipped. I don't care if you get suspended from school. You're getting your ass whipped.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but then again, there were certain times when you just had to whip immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but you usually got a shot and a chance. But you usually get a shot and a chance with me.
Yeah.
That's just where I was, because I know I had such a wicked temper that whenever I was going to whip them, even if I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt they were going to get a whipping,
Right.
I had to calm myself down before I whipped them. So I would talk to them first.
Yeah.
These are all lessons of being a father.
These are this is one thing that I took from. That's another thing I took from him, in which I hated.
They hate.
I hate it, and I do the same thing.
It's like,
Psychologically,
I was
psychologically,
like, come in here, cat.
You
When they heard that, come in here, cat.
psychologically, man.
You getting ready to preach, man.
Oh, psychologically, man.
It's brutal warfare. Because at the end, it was like, okay.
Let's go. And it was no hesitation.
Who's going first? And if Curdy didn't say he was going first,
He got
he got murdered.
Yeah.
Because he was the oldest.
Right.
He was supposed to have been the one to step up to show.
I got it there.
You know, he was supposed to be the one. That's how I raised him.
Yeah.
You know, I said, look,
You protect your brother, your little brother, man.
this is your family. You are the oldest. You're supposed to be setting an example for him not to make mistakes. So if you make mistakes in front of him, you got to step up and take the consequences for your mistake. Because he want to do everything he see you do. So if you fucking up, he gonna want to fuck up. Now I got to
That
beat
is
your
so
ass.
true. Yeah.
And an ass whipping was harmoniously dispersed in our house. Because I know if he did something else, I seen him do something where I had to, like I say, sometimes butt whippings were immediate.
Yeah.
But if something got brought to me, I had to talk first, and I had to see where it went. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that gave me a chance to calm myself down to be able to give them human whippings instead of angry, I'm pissed off with
Yeah.
Because you're going to get it worse if that's the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe that then. I believe that now. It worked. All my children have not been in jail. They've gone to school, all except one. I had my one son tell me, school this ain't for me, Pops. Oh, okay. I understand that. Yeah. But if you ain't going to go to school, nigga, you're going to have to work.
Yeah.
And I mean hard.
You're like, you either go to work or you go to school.
I'll try to raise them on the principle of work smarter, not harder. And school was the smart way to go because you ain't thrust into the workforce at a young age. When you don't go to school, you got to go to work right away. Because who's going to take care of you as a grown man?
The work or the military?
Nobody.
Yeah.
And that's work there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But piggybacking on him, that's how it was. Like, I catch myself preaching, but it's like I have to let you know why this is coming about,
right?
Or like it's putting
or
the fear.
It's not doing anything.
You got to put the fear in them when they're young. Like you said, like I can give my kids a look and they're like,
my bad.
Like
this nigga right here.
Yeah. So it's just like if it's not
young.
to that point, that's how you see kids going crazy on people.
Yeah.
Like I wish I would scream at my parents, man. Like these little kids.
I wouldn't even think about it.
You wouldn't even. Cause you know death
and fear of death.
I'm talking to my brother.
Yeah. Like respect.
You bite a hole in your lip till you get away.
Right. Yeah. So respect.
What you say?
Well, yeah. They always say that too. When you turn and go to mumbling, that's the first thing that come out. If a shoe or a pan or something don't come flying at you, they ain't trying to hit you. They just trying to scare the hell out of you. Know what I mean?
Respect comes later after fear because they don't know what respect is.
Right.
So the older they get, like that's when respect comes. But you got to put the fear of God in their soul, dog.
Yeah, that's goals and tidbits of life for all the parents. You asked me about what kind of things.
But you got to expect. You do got like you being when you become a parent. Like, of course, it's the greatest thing ever. Like, your life does change. And like I told you, like
such a blessing.
I look at it when I first had my first child. I looked at it like, why didn't this happen earlier? Like that's how it was. Because I'm telling you, once you start having kids, you can be like, man, how was my life before that?
It was solo. It was solo dolo.
So you wouldn't even.
Now you wouldn't know something else that ain't you.
And that's the scary part. That's the only scary part though. It is because it's like, of course, like you got faith. Like man, things just gonna work out and they're gonna be protected because I know God's protected me. And and prayers go a long way as far as if you don't pray for yourself. You got your mom and your dad always praying for you.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Group I was speaking on.
And so, but that's the fear though. Initially, it's just like it's so happy, like yeah, man, I got him. Then it's like, but I got him though. Like so, it's just like
it's on me.
So anything can happen, man. Like you're fearful for anything, man. You know how stupid these niggas is nowadays. So it's just you fear for certain things because you know how you were growing up, just like women or stupid niggas or gangs or drugs. So it's just like. That's the scare.
You're so protected.
But you can't be like this on them.
No, you gotta.
Because that's when they grow up.
That's when they go crazy.
Yeah, that's when they grow up and go crazy.
But you gotta explain.
But you gotta.
What's out there. It's all in the preparation you do in the house.
And you pray that one bump on your head, that because they gonna bump their head, they want to experience that. But you just pray that bump doesn't lead to death or jail.
A permanent one.
Right.
Jail
exactly.
Or death. And you always feel such a sense of regret when they suffer in any way.
Yeah,
even if it ain't a major suffering.
You do.
I mean, you know what I mean? Just, damn.
That's how you be. When you whip their ass, it's like you know you have to. Yeah. And then it's like, damn, man, like because you.
But you pull off after your point is made.
Right.
That comes from the prayer. See, I'm a praying man.
Yes, sir.
Because I was raised by praying parents, and their parents were praying people. I mean. I got a handle on Facebook, The Prayer Warrior. Everybody asks me to pray for them because I have a relationship with God. My prayers get through. I know they do. I'm a firm believer in prayer.
Yeah, that's me and my
You know,
family.
and when you have a praying family, that support group I was talking about, it just trickles down into them kids. They'll have kids and they'll remember them lessons that you taught them, and they pray together. A family that prays together stays together, my brother. There's no joke in them old parables that the old people used to say. You got to listen to your elders, man, because they've been through what you got to go
to the
through.
OGs, man.
You got to, man.
And this is definitely something you have to give, because I'm just thinking while you're talking, is that when you are a kid and you're a teenager, you're not trying to hear what your parents have to say.
None.
Never.
But then when you get to our age, it's like,
It starts
man,
resonating
exactly.
in your spirit because it's been told to you
And
over and over.
some hit sooner in life than others.
And then I catch myself on a Friday night spending time with my parents.
Yeah.
Because now I'm going through
You know,
what they were talking.
straight to the
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
You done
Exactly.
seen it.
'Cause I've been there and did that, but now I'm trying to get this wisdom from them and all this experience. 'Cause now they can talk to me more on a
Adult level.
Exactly.
And I told you, and
It's
the
different.
advantage for me is when they got divorced, when my mom and dad got divorced, I was forced to be a grown up. He was
That's
coming
another
at me.
thing. That's the. I'm
He
sorry
was-
to cut you
go
off,
ahead,
bro,
go
but
ahead.
that's what it is with black boys.
Yeah.
Because they're seen as, like, if you have a little white boy 10 years old, he says an innocent kid. Maybe you have a 10-year-old black kid whose dad is gone. He's already seen as a grown man already.
He's a
Granted,
yeah.
because he's
For
literally,
sure.
he's literally the man of the house now at
Yeah.
10, 11 years old. I just wanted to put that out there. Go ahead.
No, my fault. It is just like, and I told you, I hated it when they got divorced. But like I said, in hindsight,
It was a
like,
hard time.
But me looking back at it, that was the best thing that could have happened because I was forced to get
Focus
information.
more. You was just able to
Yeah,
focus more.
and it got me through, man, high school and like.
It has an
to where I am
effect,
now.
though. I mean, some kids who haven't been raised properly, when that type of a breakup happens, they can go. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
They can go regress in a negative manner to where they get in trouble. They start doing crazy shit, and
Right.
it comes
Yeah,
back
don't
on.
care.
It's like
Or it can
that.
go into a stronger focus and a positive thing. With my kids, but see, they weren't babies, but they
Nah.
weren't kids. I mean, they weren't
weren't
nowhere
grown.
near being
Teenagers
grown
either.
to be able to handle something of that nature, and that was the difficult part for me.
Yeah.
That was, and I kept them with me. I made sure that
I mean,
because
it was just a.
because I wasn't at the house with their mother, they didn't have no doubt of the love that was still there.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
But
So
it
I kept them with me.
immediately-
Yeah.
I'm immediately seeing the conversations heighten. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, hold up.
He was preparing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Had
saying.
to.
So me
Had
looking
to.
back at it, that was the best thing that could have happened because I was forced to grow up faster, especially mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like what's out here and how you gonna be looked at and this, that, and the third.
Things
you
to
being
stay
a
away
man.
from. Things
So it
when
was just
you
like,
grow up. Yeah.
like I said, I hated that, but
It's teaching.
me
All
in
teaching.
hindsight, like man, that was what I needed.
But
You
you're
know what
looking
I'm
at the
saying?
guys who've never worked hard in their life. They was out in the streets. They was dope dealers. They was gun runners. They was trying to be pimps. They was, downgrading women. Look, man, I was a big time player coming up, man. I was a big time hustler. I did everything in the street. So the full gambit of knowledge that I have for my children, I instilled in them. Yay, nay.
Yeah, I think that's what makes you a jack of all trades, because you've had one foot in the street and say one foot in the church.
Yeah.
So it's like there's really no conversation you can't really not touch on.
And that's what I try to explain to them. Bring any and everything to me
And that's what I'm
before
trying
you
to-
get in any kind of
what I'm
situation.
trying to get through my
because
kids,
if
man.
I don't know about it personally myself, which I know a whole lot about a whole lot, if I personally haven't gone through a certain situation and I got partners who look up to me and love me that will talk to my kids about whatever situation they're going through. And that's what I told them. I said, look, if I can't give you what I got that's going to benefit you, I got somebody that can.
That's a
So
smart man.
don't be afraid to come to me with anything.
Right, that's definitely what a smart man is. If you don't know the answer, you know where to find it.
There you go.
So you definitely gonna have that. So
Well,
we're
you know,
definitely
knowledge
gonna,
is power.
Oh yeah, for sure. We definitely want to just close out now because of course we can go all day with that.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
that
for
was
sure,
definitely good fatherly advice to be passed down. And I think one last thing to add on to that is transparency when it comes to either mentorship or fathers with their children, because if you're just transparent with your son or with your daughter, things you went through at their age, you got to first realize I used to be 16. I used to be 21. You know what I'm saying? I've done all that. This is what's going to happen. This is how you're going to react to it. So, as that, of course, they're going to go out there and bump their head and do it, but they shouldn't go out there and do it again. I just want my children to go out there knowing that they're not going to be naive to anything. You know what I'm saying? So, when you get to that point, you're in that situation. So, my dad said, if you do this, it's going to happen. I have an option. You want to let your children at least have that option instead of going out there unwilling, not knowing what's going on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
you gotta know what lines to cross with your kids at certain times in their life.
They can't handle certain things when they're too young.
Right.
So it's all about discipline.
Yeah.
You know, when they real little, it's about getting your buffalo in as far as a parent go.
Right.
You don't want to have to be beating your kids' ass for every little thing they do stupid, because they're going to do a million things stupid.
Right.
So you got to have a verbal agreement with them of conversation where you listen, but you mainly teaching.
Yeah.
You got to teach till they get old enough to where they can make mistakes to where you can say, now see, this is what I was trying to explain to you.
Exactly.
Now you know for yourself. You know, it's just, you can't do everything you want to do. Some things you got to turn a deaf ear to when your friends out there, because they ain't got the upbringing you got.
Exactly.
So, and that mentorship thing that we were talking about, man, that's so important of giving back, man. That's why when I got finished with my sports career, I went into coaching. You know what a coach is?
Talk about it.
A temporary father.
Oh, that's for sure.
That's all a coach is. Because you giving your team life lessons on how to be successful, how to put in hard work, how to give respect to those that you play against, and they will give the respect back to you. Respect is earned. It ain't given. It's earned. You got to earn respect in order to get respect.
Exactly.
Give respect to somebody else. Respect generally follows back at you. And when it don't, then you know who not to mess with. You know who not to fuck with. I mean, the little things in life, man, you'll learn. Once you've been taught in the home, because that's where it starts. These kids that are not bad kids, they just ain't had the training and the upbringing right, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And all kids want to be loved. That's all they want. That's all they know at that young age. Yeah. So if you don't get your buffalo in early, you're in trouble. And that's what I tell all the young parents that are thinking of having kids. Make sure you have a dialect with your kids when they're old enough to hear the dialect. And when they're too young to understand the dialect, you got to give them direction and discipline.
That's good.
And you'll be fine.
All right, so we went in with dialect, discipline, and direction, right?
There you go.
That's good. I'm good about that. Cool.
3 days.
All right, good. So now we're going to move on to this free agency talk. Because as a Lakers fan, you know our hearts was jumping a little bit, getting happier. Went through this playoff decline. So, of course, we had the news yesterday. Of course, been all over the world since the summertime. Nothing else to talk about. Got Kawhi Leonard, requesting the trade. Wants to go to L.A. You got Paul George out there for the Fortnite Pro-Am. You got TMZ. Right, getting TMZ jumping about L.A. Of course, LeBron L.A. So why is L.A. such a... It's because we have the, I guess, the tools and the what I'm talking about, the players,
we got
the cap room.
We got the media.
Is it Magic Johnson playing?
Got all the things as far as your after. I mean, LA is one of the media capitals of the world. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a businessman and making as much money as these young players are making today, if you're not thinking about what you're going to do after your career is
maximizing
over,
your dollars,
you have to be thinking about getting some financial help. And if you're not, I'm saying that most of them now are so mentally savvy about making something grow with their money that they're making now for their future, that it's not really such a hard sale. You know what I mean? Where it was back in the day, nobody, man, you got money, you spend it.
Right.
You got that kind of money, you spend it.
Every year.
And then 20 years down the road, you out of Pro Bowl, you ain't making them big checks.
You ain't living that lifestyle no more.
And you ain't got that money like that no more because you
Yeah.
done spent so much on this flamboyant crap, and now you got to make a survival thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? College didn't get you no job like paying that kind of money, and if you go back to a college job that you got, it's hard to get in there because you're older now. They want people with experience.
And you go owe money walking out of there.
You know, so it's a whole lot of variables involved, man, and that's what makes LA such a viable place.
I think it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah, it's such a viable aspect.
It's great weather. And we got clear money. Cap is free. Yeah. We have not unlimited money, but we have a lot of money.
2 max guys.
To play with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's the stars. Mm-hmm. It's the aura of LA. It's the second winningest franchise ever.
Yeah, tradition.
And it's like somebody like a Bron or somebody like PG. He's from there. He grew up a Laker fan. He would definitely want to come back home and bring another title to somewhere that we haven't been.
That's why I think they signed Westbrook 2 years ago to that big contract because they know he wanted to come back with PG.
But see, they had been talking about coming to LA. Westbrook could have, but he just re-up with
money.
The money was the supermax. He made another extra 42 million. So
I mean, when you're talking that kind of money, that's life changing money.
Yeah, when you're talking 130 something million, man.
Yeah.
But this contract is over 220 million.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
and they going up and up and up. It ain't gonna get no lower. But I mean, when you got the bums in the league making $5-6 million a year,
they're making more than that. They're making like
I'm just saying. I was gonna say they're making like J.R. Smith made $16 million this year.
I'm just saying when you're talking about the bums of the NBA who are on everybody's bench, no matter where they go, they ain't getting $5-6 million a year and up.
But you know the veteran minimum, I believe, is 5 point something a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just practicing, just sitting there,
just being on the bench and trying and picking up the equipment every night, throwing them in the bag.
That Kendrick Perkins check, he's making like 6 to 9 million sitting on the bench and traveling.
Crazy.
Like what you saying this thing traveling?
The richest man on the planet.
Yep.
You ain't gotta spend your money.
That's gotta be jealousy though.
They like, man, go get such and such a bottle of Chris Paul.
Why do you think everybody sets their mind to want to be a professional athlete? That's the most sought out job, and it's only what? How many people?
How many of them? It ain't money.
400 people in the league.
Yeah, it ain't many. That's all I can tell you.
And everybody you know wants to be a pro athlete. Why not? You've been playing this for free your whole life.
Like we said, if they don't want to be a pro athlete, they want to be a rapper or a musician.
Yep.
And it's vice versa. Every rapper wants to be an athlete.
Exactly. And they usually interact.
Yes, they do.
Because they got the money. They got money. So you got money. You ain't hanging out with the bums, and you're hanging out with other people with money.
Unless you're bringing up people from your childhood, now they getting
and they ain't tagging along.
Yep.
They ain't the real hangers. I mean, you know what I mean? They just tagging along because they know you got money.
Yeah, I think the answer to that is just LA is a one-stop shop right now. We got plenty of money to give out. Yeah. It's La La Land, man. It's beautiful weather.
Land of milk and honey, baby.
So do the Lakers need to make the Kawhi move now?
If they want to get two other premier players like LeBron and somebody else to come with LeBron, like Boogie or somebody like that, whoever, they got to have one already in place because it takes that trifecta.
Let me ask you this.
To win a title anymore.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. If we just got Kawhi, would you give up Lonzo, Kuzma, and BI for just Kawhi?
If I had an assurance that I could get a LeBron.
No, I'm talking about if it's just Kawhi.
That's hard to say.
I can't give up all three.
I can't give up two.
I'll give up two of them.
Okay, so if I was going to give up two, it would be Ingram and Lagarde.
Zoe.
I would want Zoe.
I would keep Kuzma.
I think Bi.
I would keep Kuzma.
I think Bi gonna be nice. I think Kuzma.
They all gonna be nice.
No, I think Kuzma is reacting now because he's the oldest rookie. Like he played all 4 years of college. Yeah. He's more mature.
There you go.
But the Spurs wanted Kuzma.
Yeah, they did in the draft.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I would give up Kuzma and Lonzo and keep.
It would be one. I think Bi is one of the sweet forwards I would have to keep. I couldn't give up Ingram and Kuzma to anybody. If I was going to give somebody up, it would be Lonzo.
If we get all three,
oh my God,
and we keep Bi, you want to come off the bench? He's been a starter since he was a rookie. Only 2 years.
Yeah, I was about to say he started half of his rookie year. He ain't.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
but
It's hard to.
okay. If
That's
you
the
give up,
dilemma
you
of a
talking about Kuzma and Lonzo gone. So Kuzma and Lonzo is gone. Then it's going to be I would keep Bi in the starting lineup.
Hart's gonna be the starter.
Because
if
PG
you
and
have
LeBron
Kawhi,
play any
if you have
position.
Kawhi, PG, and LeBron,
Yeah.
where's Bi playing? The one?
No, he'd be on the bench.
But has to be out there.
He has, but that's not his natural position.
He'd be a 6-man coming off
He
the
got
bench
to come off
when
the
any of them
bench.
got
He
a
ain't playing
rest.
center.
I would have
150 pounds.
I would have him coming off the bench, but if he start, I won't have a problem either. He's around. Listen, Bi don't have to do shit.
But what we're saying is,
He's coming off the bench.
we're making a
If we get three,
This is
if we get three, it's always going to be a starter, one of them stars on the floor at all times.
Okay, so is Kuzma? He's going to be a part of the trade. Period.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Kuzma.
So either going to be
They don't
Lonzo
want
or
Lonzo
Bi.
though. They don't want Lonzo, and I don't want to lose Bi and Kuzma. And one of them go, that's cool. But I don't want to Lonzo. Please leave. Like get Lonzo there.
Lonzo and Ingram. That's who I would be happier to get.
Lonzo and Ingram, and Lonzo and Kuzma.
I would be more powerful with our team surrounding Kuzma and Bi with LeBron and whoever else comes. I would be more.
Kuzma's gone.
Yeah,
If
Kuzma's
it's a
gone.
trade.
Kuzma, everybody wants
Everybody wants him.
Exactly.
But everybody
I
wants
think-
Ingram too, because Ingram
That's what I'm
started showing
saying.
points
In order for
scoring
us to get
and
Kawhi-
rebounding.
Man, Bi went from 9 points a game to 16 a game.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think.
So the next year he gonna be average.
But Ingram they're going to have to go for Kawhi Leonard.
Ingram went
Kawhi
from 8-9.
Leonard. We got to realize how good Kawhi is.
No. Kawhi is great, and people forget because he was hurt all year.
And he's a hell of a defense.
Yeah, he's a two-way player.
Was it 2 years straight defensive player of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Finals
why,
MVP.
but that's why I asked all that, because I'm fine giving up them niggas for Kawhi. Even if we just get Kawhi, but I feel if we get Kawhi, LeBron is gonna be like, oh.
That's what I'm
Lakers is
saying.
trying to get busy.
So PG,
So,
I'm immediately talking about
Where do I sign?
You see what happened? They just got Kawhi. Nigga. You ready? You ready?
Yeah, that's how it's gonna go down, or it ain't gonna go down.
Or they need to all be talking right now.
That's it. Like when LeBron and them went to the Olympics, Wade and Bosh and LeBron.
was
This
already-
deal was
already
linked up
It was
before
already
it
done.
even came to the public. Like it was even thinking about going.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. Like they like.
Shit, let it happen, man. Come on.
See, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Like they like Kawhi. I know you don't want to be in San Antonio, so why don't you push this
Trade
to
to
LA?
LA,
Yeah.
and then me and
and
PG
Paul
out there
go,
talking
or-
PG.
or-
You ready?
'cause you know
And we
Paul
can go
go-
ahead and compete for a title right
You know,
away.
Paul already let you know last year, nigga, he was trying to
He
get
said
back
last
home.
year he was trying to go.
So he already let you see. Russ ain't never let you know he wanted to go back home,
Right.
but PG did. PG like, hey, I'm down with going back.
Yeah, so
And him and PG, Brown and PG are good friends. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't D Wade level or Chris Paul level, but that's his homie.
They cool.
Yeah, so they did, and they both with Nike. So it's like it's an easy like they like. Hey,
It's a
what's
great,
up?
easy business transition, and in their status to where they in the their late
Right.
part of their careers. Business is what's going to project a lot of that.
It-
LeBron got a home. He got a
Two
business thing out there in LA.
got-
His
yeah.
whole ball of wax is right there. Why not go there? If he can get two bad motherfuckers to come with him,
And his family goes there in the summer.
he
But-
retired
said.
there. He'll retire there.
Yeah, he'll retire there. But listen, if LeBron, who do you think has to happen? You think Kawhi has to come first, or LeBron and PG can sign? Then they'd be like, hey, let's push this.
I think Kawhi got to go first to make it a done
A
deal.
smooth.
Yeah,
But
I
see,
think it'll make it a
but-
done
but
deal.
it's Bron.
If that happens.
But is Bron like Is Bron like, man? It's it's a possibility that I might not get to the finals next year.
I think.
Do you think Bron is thinking like, nah, man, I gotta stay in the East?
I think Golden State is on the decline.
The reason why because it's so hard to go 4 straight years.
But they don't win 4 straight years.
That's what I'm saying. It's so
They
hard.
don't won 3 out of 4 straight
Yeah, so it's
years.
hard to
So
go 5 straight consecutive.
Other teams start
And that
throwing
money.
big money out of
Yeah.
their players now.
That's what it's saying because Draymond is.
Draymond lets you know.
Clay talking about I'll take a pay cut. Horse shit. When they start bringing that money to your face, we'll see about all of that.
That's an Amber alert. Son.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dog. Yeah, man, we gotta get Kawhi in there.
Yeah,
I just think the move for the Lakers is to go ahead and snatch up Kawhi first. while it's still hush hush sweet Charlotte, because
ain't
everybody's
though,
still
man.
vacationing and resting right now.
That's why I'm scared.
The playoffs ain't been but a week away. It ain't been
I'm
but a
scared
week
about that
off.
'cause it's too much.
LeBron's vacationing with his family.
weeks,
He's
man.
trying to get.
I
I say about 3
July
weeks, man.
1st
We
is
got to
the-
get him in there. If we can get
July
him in there
1st
in
is
the
the
first
first
week
day
of
they
July,
can start
yeah, if we can get
signing.
him in there that first week of July, now we off to the race.
That's just like this. June 29th.
Is when they can start.
No, it's when they is the final day that they're gonna let you know that they can
If you wanna-
re-up
if you- yeah.
with their own team,
Or if you want to,
or you're opting out.
opt out. Yeah.
July 1st is everybody can be
You
like,
start
hey
talking
nigga,
to
you
Come
can
on,
sign.
man. Come on. We want you.
You
We
can
want
sign.
you. Here's the big money we
You
gonna
can
get
sign
you
today,
Yeah.
like right now, like
Yeah.
so. I think we do have to make that move, like right now. Like start talking to the Spurs now. I know Pop doesn't want to give us nothing to help us get better.
No, not to beat his team in the West. He
But-
don't really want to give us quiet, but he
Kawhi
wants to
done.
go.
But
A
Kawhi-
player that's disgruntled and don't want to play for you ain't
gonna
gonna do
mess
your
up the whole
team no
team.
mess. It holds like a poison
And that's your
in
only
the locker
superstar.
room. Yeah, so if he wants to go, we got to get something for him.
Exactly.
That's what they thinking, and we got to get
And
something
we got
for him
good
of
young
you.
talent.
It's either
Right, of
Lakers or
you.
Boston.
And then you're not gonna go to Boston for no. Oh, let's pray he
Bray
stays.
resigns. Yeah.
And when he already
He gonna
told
sign a
you,
long-term
when he
contract.
already told you he wanted to be out west.
Well, LeBron ain't got but 4 or 5 good years at most.
I say Bron got 3 or 4. Man.
Yeah, I'm saying at most
the
5.
best player in the world
But
got 3.
He got 3 years for certain.
The best player in the
So
world.
if
got
we
3.
can get him to sign a 3 to 4 year contract, we get Kawhi to sign a 4-year deal.
I don't think
and
Bron
we
is
get
gonna sign
whoever's
that
coming
long.
with him. Well, shit, he
I
probably
think Bron-
really don't want to go nowhere after he get out there.
LeBron's
Shit.
done moving.
Yeah, he done. What they all for? I'm at the
If
end
he-
of my
if he
career.
tries to go
I want to
somewhere
be
else
somewhere
after
that's going to be
that's like-
conducive.
Not
to my
even go
business
somewhere else, but
and
you
my
know how he
family.
wants like, let me just opt out and then I re-up. Like maybe because you know Jordan, his last 4 years it was, 3 years it was.
That's
Yeah,
one
contract,
contract
yeah.
different, man.
I know.
Yeah, times
I'm
is
just-
much.
LeBron
The
makes so
money
much
is so
freaking
much
money.
different now.
That's facts.
Way different. I mean, but
They
yeah,
can
that-
offer LeBron a max deal.
yeah,
Immediately.
right off the rip.
Him and PG.
They can offer 2 max players 2 max deals
Exactly.
If LeBron
with the money they got.
if LeBron wins a championship in LA,
Oh Lord.
What you consider him as dope?
No, he
They
got.
say
I
nothing
bet
about
he
no
gonna have
deal.
incentives.
I thought I was sure.
No, he's
Next
gonna have so
question.
many incentives in the whatever contract he signs. If he takes the Lakers,
If he takes the
from
Lakers
not
to
even
the
in the
championship.
playoffs, and they in the playoffs and win a championship, his next 2 years will be contract negotiated way
Hold
up.
on,
I'm not even
hold
talking
up.
about contract.
Hold up.
No, I'm not talking about his incentive.
Hold up, though. What you
Go
saying
to the
though?
world.
I'll talk about his career. I'm not saying nothing about gold.
Okay, if he wins the
If he
title with
wins
LA,
a title in LA, how would you feel as a Lakers fan? Because before we started this podcast, we started naming all the great Lakers.
Right.
Would you consider LeBron a part of the Lakers family or Lakers
well,
nation?
If he win a chip with all said, he's part of the family. I mean, shit.
Okay,
Come on
so
now.
what tier or level do you put him at? Because LeBron's already great. Well, all he did was just win a chip for LA and say 1 or 2 or 3 years.
I just don't see like
It's
3
like-
years. You remember they was talking about Bob McAdoo, but Bob McAdoo played like 2 years.
It ain't like he'll have a statue in front of the building like Magic and Kareem gonna have.
And Kobe. And
But it's like
Shaq.
you think
Kobe.
when I see LeBron in a Miami uniform, like I feel some type of way. It's like I forgot he was in Miami
Yeah.
winning them chips.
I'm a
Now when it comes to
Cleveland
LA,
If he goes to LA, that's telling me that you have balls right now.
And it's also telling me that you got a desire to keep playing the game. I mean, he could just retire in Cleveland off his accolades
Yeah,
alone
still doing the
and
greats.
get a couple of players and still fly off into the sunset.
Yeah.
This what he said. I tell you what really made me think he was going to come to L.A. When he said all the questions they asked LeBron over and over and over and over and over, that GOAT talking all that shit and how much they don't put on his back as a Cleveland that's carrying him.
Yeah.
He said one thing that just resonated in my spirit to let me know this nigga's leaving. He said, I still have a hunger and a thirst for the game. I said, oh, that nigga still gonna take a challenge. This is like I got to go. I done did what I can do
You can
here.
go, but are you
I done
gonna
did
go
what I
to
can do
Philly?
here. I mean, he can go wherever he wants and make whoever team he go to
But listen
special.
though, but y'all not listen to what I'm
Special.
saying. If he goes to LA, that's telling me you're getting out your comfort zone with that cakewalk in the East. that's telling me that
Here's
you're
the challenge.
prepared to take this challenge.
That's
on.
what he told me.
And-
I'm ready to make a change. I'm ready to make a change. He didn't say I'm good. I'm
He's already
leaving.
challenged
He
himself
just
in
said,
82
"Look,
games.
I have no
Yada,
less of a
yada.
hunger.
You have to come to
for the
LA.
game.
You
I
have
still
to come
a
to LA.
hunger.
If you come to LA, you're telling the world that you're about business, like you're challenging yourself. Because that cakewalk that you go through every year,
Knowing you're gonna be.
it's
in the
not
finals.
good for you in the finals. Clearly, you're not battle tested going through this shit in the East. That's telling me that you're about this life. Like, I'm challenging myself. I'm trying to bring a chip to one of the best franchises that fell off the cliff.
When he won it 2 years ago in Cleveland,
Yeah.
he started making transitions to the West Coast permanent. His business, his homes, his school for his kids, all of that shit's in LA.
It was planned.
It was planned out.
This was
a how do you say, a collectively smart transition.
Smart
He
man.
put his family in. He's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you feel
He
about
like Magic. Magic was just smart. And the accolades that all the investments and things that he's been in and are continuing to get into, the ownership of the teams, the AMC theaters, the Easton, for example. He's a part owner of Easton.
like
I mean,
Magic?
with Wolf and all them, he's aligned
Magic
himself.
will get
LeBron is the same type of business conglomerate in itself.
but Magic,
He's a conglomerate.
Magic will be the person that takes it over. Like, yeah, I gotta go with him. Like, just for a business aspect, like, man, I can pick this nigga's brain every
He's the next
day.
Magic Johnson.
He's one of the great. Magic is one of the greatest
and
to
you can
ever play.
literally just walk up to him and chat it
You
up.
can
chop it up
literally
with
just
him.
Listen, hate him or
to
not
him.
hate him, the bottom line is his numbers speak for themselves.
LeBron,
He's
man.
going to end up LeBron.
Oh,
his numbers are going to end up
At the top.
on the top
Yeah.
when he's all said and done.
Yeah.
If he plays another 3 years, he'll have
At this
every
level?
damn left record except for how many chips.
That's it.
That's the only thing he won't have.
Yeah.
Everything else he gonna have. Everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
what
fuck, how you gonna not put him up there
what a
in a
biggest-
category with the elite of the elite of the elite?
Oh, he's
There's no way you can do it.
LeBron is top 5 of all time now.
Yeah.
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 And he got 3 to 5 more years to play. If he play, you remember how Kareem declined in his last
Yes, he
5
did.
years?
Yeah.
His last 5 when he was taking charges like this, linked over to the side, carrying on.
It's different from a footer though
Man.
that has the most unstoppable shot though.
Yeah, he knew he could always go to. He could always get points.
Yeah.
Right.
But
let's see how LeBron is though. I think LeBron.
always
LeBron
get
is such a
points.
freak
I
of
think
nature,
three. I
man.
think
Yeah,
I think
and he
LeBron.
spent so much money keeping his
Oh,
body
my
in such
gosh.
a prime.
I don't think it's gonna be a decline.
He's never been hurt.
No, I think LeBron, the best player in the world, is another 3 years. He got another 3 years of this. The way he went this
All I know
year,
is he's a hell of a man.
the best player in the world. I think he got
Because the
2 to
beatings
3.
he take is like the beating Shaq used to take. Only he taking it as a man with the rock all the time. That's just brutal. And to still be not injured, not be laid up all the time, man, he's a freak
Look
of
how this nigga is
nature.
built.
He's a freak
This
of
nigga is
nature.
6'9", 270, and not a percent of body fat on him.
And you can't foul him like you know.
Yeah.
That's what I
Oh, you
think.
can't foul too. Like
You know what I'm saying?
how you got.
He was born. He was literally born
like
in
Brett.
the right era of basketball.
Oh
He
yeah,
was.
that's facts.
Perfect. Everything's falling perfect for
Like,
LeBron.
you can't get
Ever
Rambis.
since he
You
was
can't get
in
Rambis
AAU at 10. Go ahead, dog.
Yeah, because I know you got to get out of here, Pops. I want to keep you too long, but that's all we really had to discuss was those two
Man,
topics.
let's hope for the best with the Lakers, man.
Yeah,
I pray,
that's all
Well, that's
Like-
we Laker fans, so you know we
yeah,
can't do
I just
nothing
pray
but
that
hope
we
for the
get back to being relevant, man, to competing for a title. I just miss them, man. I miss watching us in June.
Who don't? Anybody that's
It's like
followed
the league ain't
basketball,
right.
anybody that's followed NBA
The league ain't
basketball
right,
for the
man.
last
Lakers,
40, 50 years,
Bulls, Knicks.
how can they not help
Like
with
them
this?
teams? I think it was like what the first year.
Boston.
It was like they're cool now. But in
Yeah,
terms of the Bulls, Knicks, and Lakers, like they really need to get back on track.
Yeah, man, like the Lakers.
LA, we have the biggest fan base in the whole country.
Yeah, like it's not the same. The NBA ain't the same when the Lakers ain't competing for shit. Like when you don't see that go in armor, bro.
Right, because they still be putting the Lakers on TV, and they ain't got
Yeah,
nobody.
They still
Because
put
they know how many fans they have.
Yeah, dog. Come on.
So
man.
just
It's
imagine.
about the dollars. Imagine if we get
Just
competitive.
imagine if we
again
get that
the
star power.
No,
Yeah,
that's
man.
what I'm saying. It's like
Oh Lord,
Man, it's gonna be way bigger than when Kobe, Gasol, Dwight, and
right now.
Nash.
Because if
went.
LeBron comes to LA, you gotta realize how it changes globally.
Oh yeah, globally for sure.
Yeah.
It's like
Nigga,
that's not just a sports story.
Nigga, he put Cleveland in the forefront.
I know what I'm saying, but it's just in terms of
So this
the biggest
imagine-
Cleveland is
athlete.
a joke. Nobody wants
That's
to
what
go
I'm
to
saying.
Cleveland.
That's what I'm saying. The biggest
So
athlete
this
coming to
imagine-
LA.
Yes.
That's not just
You
a
talking about
local
Hoopla.
story.
That's like when
That's
Kareem
CNN.
came. That's like when Shaq came.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
when Magic came.
Yeah.
I mean, the storyline is gonna be, I'll be damned, the Lakers are back. That's all you gonna hear. And I'm gonna be sitting like this. And we all gonna be like,
I'm ordering the ticket if he come.
man, we gonna get. Did I not do that? Did I not? We gonna get us a condo out there, and we gonna be out there flying to the game.
The ticket.
Did I not do that when we got Nash and Dwight? Immediately I was like,
looking up
NBA. I'm talking about when I ordered the NBA package.
Yeah,
Watch every last game.
Every game.
So it's gonna be level. It's just like
Let me say this before we leave, fellas.
Okay, Pop.
Thank you guys for having me on for a Father's Day
thank you,
conversation,
man.
man.
We
And
appreciate you coming.
I want to let y'all both know y'all like sons to me, like son, our son, and I love y'all both, man. I'm so proud of the things y'all are doing in your lives today, man. And I know I had a direct impact on all of that, and I just want y'all to continue on. I want everybody to follow this podcast because these are two young brothers, man, who's really trying to do something positive for their families and their future.
Yeah.
So get behind them, support them, become a subscriber to their show. It's something that's going to benefit two great young men. And you can't go wrong when you're backing great young men, especially young black men like we are.
Yes, sir.
So I thank you guys in advance for this, and it was a wonderful time. I had a great time.
Definitely appreciate. This is one of my favorite pods, man.
Blessings.
Conversation was good. It was fluid.
Oh, yeah.
Good information. Really enjoyed it, man. Anything you want to close out with, Ed?
Like you said, man, like, comment, subscribe, man. Comment on the top 5. Comment on this free agency talk. And if you look at things differently as being a father or about to become a father, just comment on it, man. Let us know your opinions, and we'll get back with y'all, man. We'll chop it up with y'all.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to got the last podcast uploaded now. I'm gonna put this one up next week. We'll be taking a break. I'm going on vacation.
Yeah, birthday vacation.
Going out of town next week, and we'll be back the following week with another special guest. So appreciate everybody. Close out here, man. Woo! So we out of here. Holla at y'all.
If you're not down with that, we are!